But quick to show you, P1S, probably have, I don't know, a couple hundred hours on it. Did the latest firmware update. The VFAs, vertical fine artifacts, so real bad, really missing layer lines, this side being 0.16. So I'm going to do service on it, cleaning, retighten the belts, etc. Kind of walk you through what it's like. There's some tutorials from Bambu, but they're non-spoken and don't really walk you through it. So I'm not a professional video maker, but I think some people could benefit from it. So let's do it. As you just saw there, my P1S has been misbehaving. It's been printing good for a couple hundred hours, and now VFAs are not looking great. This is a roof of a Jeep Wrangler, so I really want clean layer lines, and what you're seeing quite a bit, maybe not with this light in, is you've got a lot of roughness here, and who knows what's even happening here. Something that just started recently with the last firmware update. But I don't think it was the firmware update. I think it was the amount of hours printed on it. So let me show you how I go to service it and improve what I hope is the VFAs on the layer lines, the vertical fine artifacts, and print them. First and foremost, you got to turn off your printer. So, off. Oops. Turn this to the side. You'll see back here, you have, I'm gonna move the camera, you have these two screw holes. So as I was saying, you got these two screw holes right here. Not screw holes, but pulley windows where you can see the pulley for the printer. So first thing you do is loosen these. So did maybe one full spin, another full spin. Just loosen them up. You don't want the screws to come out. It's going to be more of a pain in the butt if you do that. So loosen these up. These are nice and loose. And then I'm going to turn the printer back, which is going to make some noise, so bear with me. Printer's turned back now. Turn it a little bit towards you. Get the door open, show you what I'll do next. So door's open. What we want to do is clean these rods off. So what I have is just some rag I bought somewhere, an isopropyl alcohol spray bottle. Some people tell you have to use 91 or whatever. I found 70 is great. You don't need to use 91. I think actually it's better to use 70. There's a little bit of moisture, water inside, I think is actually going to help with the cleaning. And you can see some real dirt coming off there. Oops, well, that happens. Rip this out so violently the fan doesn't work. So let's move this back here. Clean this up. Get this side just as clean. You know, realizing that I'm cleaning a good amount off of this, more than I think even I expected. So that part is done. Next part is you want to do these rails here. So same thing, push it all the way back. Spray some ISO on here. Wipe down these as well. See, that one was really, really dirty. Wiping it, get it nice and clean. Find a new area, same thing. Spray, wipe. Again, clean, dirty. Move it forward. Get the all the way in the back. Nice and clean all the way in the back. Nice and clean. Okay, then what they say for this particularly is you want to use some of this slick oleum or whatever and grease these rails back up again because not these X rails but these stainless steel rails, and it's simply because you don't want these to rust out, and they'll rust out if you don't add any grease there. So I mean, I'm using a tiny little bit, and I don't have to put it on the whole rail because I'm going to go back and forth, and that should grease it up. Probably can't see it, but I also got some on the belt, which you do not want on the belt. It's just gonna make the belt collect dust, and that's gonna make the belt dirty, and that's gonna lead to some bad performance. So I'm doing my best to clean that mistake off. Now I'm gonna move this forward and back a couple of times, get that grease kind of spread all around. It's doing pretty good. I just use my finger after this and kind of make sure it's spread. And again, the rails themselves should grease, but there we go. So now that's pretty much done for X and Y. What I'll do now is close this up, turn it back this way, hopefully without knocking over anything. And then all I'm going to do is tighten these back up again. So I don't know if you can see, but again, just tighten them back up. You don't want to go super tight, just firm, I guess. It doesn't really matter where the printer is at this, the print head's in at this point. The moving around we did when we were cleaning it kind of reset the tension on these belts. So shouldn't be anything else that you need to do. The belt tension should be right, and it should be nice and easy. The next up is cleaning the rods, like sometimes helps with the VFA. There's many things like this. I use this thing called the rod sloth, which I can link to. Basically, it's just a really easy print that has wind-ins that kind of match up to this. So all you do is you take a rag. I use the same one I was using before. Put it on here, just like that. And then you move the bed. Well, you actually make sure it goes on. And then you move the bed. Yeah. Sometimes things don't go as planned. You put it on, and then make sure it's actually on nice and well, and then you can move the bed. I'm going to go down now, and it just, spins itself against the wall as I go down. And it's not perfect, but it's much easier than just using my fingers to try to get into the grooves. Now I'm at the bottom. I'll take it off. You could see it collected some stuff, so you could look real. Got a whole bunch of junk on it. So I'm gonna go up a little bit more, make it so I could put this on the bottom, and then find a clean area of the rag, and then I'm gonna put it below the bed, and then same kind of thing, go up until it gets clean. Okay, so how are we doing with that tune-in? So, as a reminder, this is where we started, and you can see quite a bit of stringing, bunch of lines that you may not be able to see, but a lot of texture here, some roughness there, etc. Throw that away. Then in an orca slicer, there's a VFA tower. You can see how it looks from different angles. So let's get this off the build plate. So far, I'm looking at this for the first time as well. It looks pretty good. Let's bring it in a little bit closer. Okay, so looking at this a little bit closer, I see some ringing, of course. I did not yet do that full calibration from tying the belts yet. I just kind of went and printed it. But the vertical lines look fantastic. There's definitely some of that ringing. These bumps on the ends, these are to measure height. So it was a change of speed from 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, etc. To see how fast the speed is going. And it's looking pretty darn good. Once I do a full calibration, I think this is gonna be money. So just like that, I do that about, I'd say once a month you should do it. I probably do it once every 6 to 8 weeks. And you get your prints right back to golden. Hope this was helpful for somebody.